Another option our opponent's going to look at when they can't control our upper body very well because we're blocking the crossface and denying chest-to-chest connection is they're going to just change their angle of their hips and settle down and look to try and fire an underhook. This is Kuzure Kesa Gatame, which translates to broken scarf hold. So from here, I've stopped Kevin in this traditional side control that he can't get the distance closed. What he needs to do is control my hips. Before we looked at the knee ride, but now he's just going to actually settle down even lower and just shift his hips here. The main thing that I have to be focused on is still keeping this position, especially this arm, because what he is going to be looking at trying to do is solidify an underhook and start opening me up. And if he can get into this position, this is going to be very difficult for me. Keep this arm framing. It's actually going to become even more effective because he's trying to lower himself. What we want to try and do is keep this bladed stance that he has and actually continue to try and turn him away. This arm is going to be having a difficult time framing with just the forearm because his left shoulder has backed away. So what I'm going to look to do is actually frame out more here with my hand with a C grip right here at the crook of his elbow. Here I'm able to twist them up quite a bit more so that now if he tries to turn back towards me, he can't. The reason why this has changed is because he was first trying to pin me with the lead shoulder here. He changed the leading edge and now switched it to the right shoulder. What I'm going to look to do is bring this arm across and switch this so that I'm framing with double C grips right here at the inside of his elbow and have that arm replace it while I get turned onto my side. What I need to do is I need to build myself up into base. From here, keeping my elbow locked out, I'm going to create a pendulum with my top leg. So with my left leg here, I'm on my right side. My left side of my body is free to swing and build myself up onto my elbow, turning my chest out to the side so I have my arms aligned in the proper direction. Now, Kevin is good, so he's not going to allow himself to keep getting twisted. So what he's going to do is start to perform a technical stand-up withdrawing the one side of his body, which is going to give up the position but allow me to get back to guard. Sometimes you're going to get an embarrassing reversal from here because someone's going to get greedy and keep trying to hold on. It's a good thing to practice just as you're doing this. So here in this circumstance, he's turned himself. I have my forearm framing, particularly here in the neck, right against his Adam's apple if you can, because this is going to make it very uncomfortable for him. I'm switching to framing here. The reason why I can do this is because his right shoulder is the lead shoulder right now. From here, I got to build up onto my elbow. That's going to be difficult to do so just like this. I don't have to be concerned about him trying to get a grip on my sleeve so much because I'm framing him out. So if he tries to grab at my hand right now, difficult. But if I allow him to get this grip first as I'm pushing him, this is going to make life more difficult for me. From here, keeping this arm away from him, I'm going to swing my leg as a pendulum to create momentum and build up. Now this is what happens to white belts. They end up getting turned like this, but they keep just trying to drive into you. And you're able to just get up on top. No one good is going to do that when they realize that their alignment has become compromised, and they're always going to choose to stay on top rather than get greedy and get completely reversed. Here he switched his hips. I'm framing him out. I'm going to access that left arm as a lever and extend him out as far as I can. Here, if I need to, if he's leaning enough off of me at this point, I might be able to just dig my legs into the mat and sit up. But for that extra measure of momentum, swing the leg, build yourself up here. Now Kevin's going to look to plant that leg and start withdrawing. And so at that point, because I'm already up on my elbow, as soon as that distance starts to get created, either off of my elbow or just immediately following with my hand, I'm able to just perform almost like a technical stand-up like this, which you could if you wanted to, but we're just going to do it to withdraw the hip and then get ourselves back to a strong seated guard. But like I kind of said, we could actually look to just get up from there. So as I've kept the chest far away from me, I move down to the bicep and I lock him out, and I look to build up from here. I could absolutely look to just perform a technical stand-up and get back to my feet there if that's an option that makes sense for you. So very strong answer to this bladed kind of side control, Kuzure Kesa Gatame. Just make sure that you're doing it at that point where they've switched to hips, because if we try and migrate our hand over when they're still trying to cross face us, we're just going to end up giving them strong lever access of our forearm, and it's going to go to hell real fast. So Once they have solidified that position by dropping their hips and lowering their center of gravity, we're going to have an easier time accessing their upper body as a lever.